Hollywood glamour. Ooh, Marilyn Monroe. Oh wow, she is amazing. Oh my gosh, she's so talented. I wish I could look like her. She is awesome. That dress looks beautiful on her. She's just perfect. Okay, Marilyn Monroe. She's so beautiful. I wish I looked like her. Okay, plastic surgery. It's not that painful, I guess. That's interesting. I should get a facelift and a nose job. Maybe lip injections, like they're too small. If I want to look like her, I'm definitely gonna take some plastic surgery. You know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm going to do it.
But diamonds are a girl's best friend. Kiss may be grand, but it won't pay the rent on your humble.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So we're going to be starting off by cleansing our face, and we're using the NYX cleansing milk and this pat dry my face. I'm going to be wrapping around my head using some bandage, and I just pinned that with some bobby pins in the back of my head. And yeah, we are putting some gems in it because, you know, diamonds are a girl's best friend. So I'm just glamifying that up. So to start with the eyes, we're going to prime with the NYX HD concealer and using the NYX sponge, blending that out and setting it with this NYX eyeshadow. Now using this other NYX palette, I'm going to be using this dark brown and a small pencil brush by NYX. And I'm going to be just aligning my crease out. I did it slightly higher than my natural crease. Started blending it with a small blending brush. Now I'm using this other brown shades, slightly lighter, to blend everything out. All of the numbers of the brushes I'll be using, I'll just put them down below in the description box. So here I'm just packing more color and blending, and I did that a couple times to intensify it. I'm using this light cream shade and a big fluffy brush and blending that out. So I'm using the Cake, that eyeliner. That thing is amazing. So I just used it to do a wing, and I grabbed the brown shade and blended out that black. Now I'm using this NYX eyeshadow crayon. I use that as a base for my eyeshadow. Now using this beautiful shimmery shade and packing that on there. Following my natural cut crease, so natural, you know. So I'm just packing on some glitter there, and then on the glitter glue, I'm just adding some of that pigment on top, champagne kind of pigment, and dusting off all the glitter that fell down. I'm using the Be Gone NYX wipes and cleaning out the edges. And for the wing, I'm going to be using this Epic Ink black liner, which is really good to make small wings. I didn't want a huge wing since I had the smoked out line. I'm using more of that Cake, that eyeliner, packing on some black and buffing out with the brown and making that really intense liner. Now for brows, I'm just trying to follow and mimic her eyebrows, Marilyn Monroe's eyebrows, which I found a picture of on Google, so I just followed that. I'm highlighting with a powder because my eyebrows are slightly thicker than her, so I'm just cleaning it up down there. And to highlight, using the Away We Glow by NYX is the goldish kind of shade. Now for mascara, I'm using NYX Worth the Hype mascara, which is great if you're going to be wearing lashes. It really blends in very well. For primer, I'm going to be using the NYX Angelville primer and buffing it out with this amazing brush. And to have some dewiness in my skin, since she was really glowy, I'm using the Dose of Dew underneath the foundation. So for foundation, I'm using Stay Matte But Not Flat foundation and buffing that into my skin using a way paler shade than what I am because she was way paler than I was, and buffing it in with the Beauty Blender. For contour, I'm using the one that's the lightest shade, I believe, the one I use. Just contouring my cheekbones, try to do them pretty high, the sides of my forehead, the underneath my lip to make it look bigger, and way higher in my chin area. Just buffing that in, using the micro contour now and contouring the nose. Here I try to go and mimic her nose as most as possible. She had like a round tip nose, but it was pretty wide, so it wasn't really thin. And she had kind of like a line on top, and she had like small tip. So I just try to mimic that as well, and just contour that and highlight it as well. Really liked this micro contour thing, really nice pigmentation. Now I just blended that all out, and for concealer I'm using the cream color palette. I use those two shades and I just mixed them up and I used them as concealer and used the micro contour to highlight as well my under eye. And my chin, because she had like a slight butt chin, so I highlighted like that too. And highlighted the tip of my nose, the little sides of the nose, and the bridge. Now I'm just baking with some white powder. I'm using just some baby powder. And for the contour, I use this 3 steps contour thing to contour and highlight in between the chin and the contour area, since I did it slightly higher, the chin area, and then I just buffed out all of that baby powder. The corally orangey blush for the cheeks and packed on as much blush as I could. Even harsher with that nose contour, and I used the same 3-step contour and a smaller blending brush, and I started contouring the nose. As I said, she had a pretty wide nose. It wasn't super thin and it was like a round tip. So I'm just following what I did with the cream contour and trying to mimic it as much as I possibly can. Okay, so now I'm just highlighting with that Away We Glow again to have those areas that we want to bring out, and you can definitely see the change in the nose shape. Also doing in the chin and the cupid's bow. Now I'm gonna set my face with the matte finish setting spray and highlighting the cheeks with the Love You So Moochie. And for lashes, I'm using these Wicked lashes that are amazing and huge. And for the lower lash line, I just followed the same thing I did in my upper crease. So you can go back to the tutorial and it's the same steps just in the lower lash line. So just darker color and buff it out. And I did kind of like a wing down there too, and a wing in the center eye corner, and added some white to highlight because she used to do that so her lashes would look heavy, like if her lashes would cast a shadow down there. So that's why I did that. And I did her little beauty mark and I shaped the nose a little bit more. Now we have to do that classic Hollywood red lip. So I just lined my lips with some red lip. Use this NYX Liquid Suede, which is just beautiful. It's just amazing, the pigmentation on it. And since it's a matte, I just add that on there, but I wanted it glossy. So I use this NYX Pump It Up or Plump It Up. I'm not sure how it's called. I used that to gloss on my lips and it looked amazing. Now for the diamonds are a girl's best friend part of the look. So here I'm using this eyebrow pomade and just lining out and sketching out how I want my necklace. And I'm using this NYX cream color, is the green shade, and I started making kind of squares like if I were doing emeralds. I did 3, a large one in the center and 2 in the corners. And I'm using the NYX foundation again, the Matte But Not Flat foundation, and kind of cleaning out the squares and just matching out my chest and setting it with powder. So now to shade, I'm using the Cake That eyeliner again, but I'm going to be using the brown shade in those little duo and shading out the corners and making it really come out. I'm using the 3-step contour thing again, and I'm using that dark brown to kind of buff out the colors. And now I'm using the white cream color and kind of making a smaller square inside the big square. Now using the NYX Vivid Bright, it's a light, kind of like a limeish green color, and outlining the squares to make them stand out and be highlighted. I'm using that dark green again and using the top and bottom line space there. I'm using the NYX Vivid Bright, it's kind of like a turquoise color, and used it as the highlight shades in the sides. And in the center I used the gold wavy glue we were using on the face to highlight it, and then I used some lash glue and some gems and stuck it all around. So for now, for the rest of the neck piece, I'm using the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil. This is the shade Milk, it's the white one, and I started to make swirlies all around my neck to create like a huge necklace. And then I used the NYX Pigment Glue in 3 of their pigments, and I just add glue on top of the white and applied pigment on top. Did the same thing with every shade, and then I used some foundation and cleaned it out and make it all nice and swirly looking and so pretty and shimmery. So now for contouring and shading, I'm just using that 3-step contour again, contouring the boobs because I ain't got any, and also doing around the emeralds and around the swirlies. I just contoured in the bottom side of them, so as you can see I'm not like doing the whole entire swirl thing, just the bottom sides of it to make it look like it's like on top of the skin. Then I used some white to highlight the top side of the swirl of the neck piece, because it's already a neck piece, like a necklace. And now for the SFX part of the look, I'm using the micro contour sticks again and shaping out what I want to do. Now I'm using some SFX gelatin, which is just basic gelatin and water and microwaved. And I'm just using a spoon to spread it out all around the corners. This part might get messy, so be careful with what you're wearing because it might fall all over you. So I just did that and packed it on a couple of times, layered it, and now once it's dried, I'm using some scissors and cutting it in between to make that seam of the 2 fleshes going in. I don't even know how to say that. And I'm just setting it with some powder again and using some foundation to kind of make it look seamless. Now using that Cake That eyeliner again, I'm using the black shade and going in the seam to make it look nice and deep. I'm using the NYX Ultimate Palette again and using those 2 center shades at the top, and that one's kind of burgundy and corally shades. And these 3 NYX liquid lipsticks, and I'm just buffing those in using different shades to make it look all different shades, I guess. Just setting with that more powder and using some fake blood now, which is the best part, honestly. This is like I make it myself. It's just food coloring and corn syrup, so if you want a tutorial on how to do that fake blood. So this is the final look, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like this video and comment down below for any info, and please vote for me on the next awards. And thank you guys. Bye.